What's up, fam? It's RJ Young. First, I want to dedicate this video to Traven Wilson. Traven, you're doing the most, fam. I love you. To the heart, your mama loves you too. I'm here for you, dog. I appreciate you. Today, I want to talk about OU's big 38-20 win over TCU. I'm going to tell you about how Baker Mayfield basically locked up the Heisman, how Rodney Anderson could be the future of OU football, about just how big a deal it was that Owen Field was loud and bumping for this game. And though the defense held TCU just 20 points, still fire Mike Stoops though, and I'm going to tell you why after the bumper. If you're new to my channel or this is your first time here, consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always OU related, college football related, sports related. We have a good time. All right. Bumper.
Just snap the damn ball, RJ.
So the first thing we need to talk about is how Baker Mayfield basically locked up the stiff arm trophy last night with another brilliant stiff arm of his own. Just pat on him. My man had 299 yards passing in the first half against Gary Patterson's number 6 ranked TCU defense. Look, the knock on Baker, the knock on OU's offense is we play against soft defenses all year long. Well, that's not true anymore. We beat a top 10 defense and we beat them like stole something. Beat them like a ridden mule. Baker finished the game 18-27 for 333 yards passing with 3 TDs. Can't do much better than that, man, but Baker keeps doing it. On the flip side, who would you stack against him at this point? I mean, I hear about Bryce Love did something, but Bryce Love missed the Oregon State game. Saquon Barkley had 35 yards rushing against Rutgers. Rutgers? Man, Kansas could be Rutgers. I hear people wanting to put Jonathan Taylor to the forefront just because Wisconsin is undefeated against the trash schedule. Man, Wisconsin is the new Baylor, where they don't schedule nobody and they're undefeated and they're like, why are we in the college football playoff? Because you ain't played nobody, Whiskey. If there's one thing you can say about Baker Mayfield that he's not doing well right now, it's sliding. Sixto Savage, slide. Dude, we don't want you taking hits. I know you want to stiff arm everybody. I know you think you 6'5", 330, but you not. And you lump it off the field gives us anxiety. It makes our blood pressure rise. It puts us in a very deep, dark, depressive state. Slide. Now we got to talk about perhaps the real MVP. Because if Baker Mayfield wasn't having a Baker Mayfield kind of year, Rodney Anderson would be the GOAT of this year. I mean, who wouldn't be pulling for Rodney Anderson? I made a video, which I'll link up here somewhere, about Rodney Anderson and the road it took to get him back here with his broken neck and his blown out knee. And just the way that he's kept his head up and looked for his opportunity, and he's had them in the latter half of this season, and all he's done is rush for 100 yards against Kansas State, rush for 100 yards against Oklahoma State, rush for 151 yards against TCU on 23 carries, and then catch the ball for another 139 yards. Rodney Anderson had himself a game. He had 4 touchdowns in the first half against the number 6 defense in the country. Have a day, Rodney Anderson. You deserved it. Now, on the flip side, because Mike Stoops is trash, apparently, at coaching corners or distinguishing which of his corners is good, he started 2 true freshmen, the 2 trays, double tray, at corner and corner, and he started Robert Barnes at safety. All right? So, we had 3 true freshmen in the secondary against TCU in a game that many people believe, myself included, was the biggest game of the season. And yet, we didn't have a number 1 corner, whether he was hurt or just benched. And Parnell Madley was not hurt because he was on special teams. So he was flat out benched for 2 dudes that came out flying around the football. And Trey Norwood has immediately become the number 1 corner on the OU defense because Trey Norwood can break up a pass. That's where we at, fam. That's how I feel about it. Trey Brown, you were flying around the field, and I love you, dog. You were looking to hit somebody, you were looking to break up passes. You got a lot to learn. You're still raw. So is Trey Norwood. Trey Norwood, you look like a beanpole. Please go eat a Big Mac or something, because I don't want you to get broken in half by these really large Big 12 wide receivers. But, you got a lot of heart, and it takes a lot of heart, takes a lot of effort to go out there and win games. Effort is the great equalizer, and both of those dudes had it, as did Robert Barnes, as did Chance Sylvie. Look, we have freshmen in the secondary who were unafraid of them big old TCU wide receivers. Just large. Everybody but the dude that could fit in my pocket, Turpin. I'm bigger than Turpin is. That's scary. Like, somebody could have scoop slammed him, broke him in half. But it didn't happen. He just styled on the defense from time to time. I don't get it. Like, that dude might have been smaller than Jalen Saunders. And y'all remember Jalen Saunders was pocket size. But if it takes getting to a game that matters in November for Mike Stoops to distinguish who his best corners are, fire him.
Fire Mike Stoops.
Look, man, we were getting worked in the first quarter. After the 3 and out, look, they isolated Obo because they knew that Mike Stoops, for whatever stupid reason, is going to have Obo playing coverage, which is peak Mike Stoops. Yeah, by all means, have my best pass rusher go play coverage and then make him go look like a fool in front of NFL scouts trying to chase down these running backs. Because that's not what he does. Like, it was the most just the most ugly thing to see Obo having to chase down dudes from behind. That's not what he does. It was nasty. But it's also peak Mike Stoops to have Obo in coverage. Oh my goodness. To say nothing of how many turnovers we don't create. We didn't create not one turnover on the defense. And it's the worst part is, as a fan, as an OU football fan who watches the team very closely, I know that I cannot ask the OU defense to create turnovers. I know it's just not what they do. Anything that they would get as a turnover is found money because they just can't do it. The most I can ask for this defense is to hold people to field goals. And sometimes they can't even do that. It's so frustrating. I've said it before. I'll say it again. It's so frustrating to watch this defense play that it's like being constipated for 5 days. Now I want to talk about the loudness of the stadium, which was apparently next level. It was 110 decibels on the field. Like, take a look at this picture. They documented it. Gary Patterson could not hear himself think. Like Jenny Tabb, the Fox Sports reporter on the sideline, stopped Gary Patterson when they came out of the locker room. Said, Gary, I know that you usually stop your team before y'all go in the locker room to have a little group huddle in the end zone before y'all go in there. Why do you do that? Gary Patterson said, because I can't hear a thing. Yes! Way to go, folks who went to the game. You were loud and you were great. And that speaks volumes about what Baker Mayfield has done for the program. The energy of Baker Mayfield, when he can say on the podium on Monday, look, I want everybody to come out. I want 08 forgotten about. I want this to be the new one. And people come out and do that. Man, how badly do they want Baker Mayfield to be the dude? We all want Baker Mayfield to be the dude because Sixto Savage stays savage. So I think that speaks volumes about what Baker Mayfield means to this program and how that's being highlighted nationally, how he's just kind of radiating out, and how this is his time. He's going to go get the trophy now. The Heisman is within his grasp. We almost have our 6th Heisman Trophy winner, and that's awesome. All right, that's it for me. If you like the videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Deuces.